I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire for the week of September 26th to October 2nd.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.
I think you'll love it. We're off next week because we need a break. Mama needs a break. We're doing 3 weeks on, 1 week off, just so everybody gets to recuperate. We don't all lose our minds. I know that can suck for our viewers, and if you miss us dreadfully, might I suggest you join our community and go get caught up on all the unedited dumpster fires, which are hilarious. And we have a live stream when we're off, but it's going to be behind the paywall. Hey-o! So join us for that live stream if you miss us. I'm sure I'll be ranting about whatever is going on in the week. We're going to be doing a lot more of that stuff behind the paywall because I trust my community, but I don't trust the world. I love our new dumpster fire.
I know.
Neil, great job on the dumpster fire, I have to say. I'm impressed with this level.
Amazing.
Spectacular.
It really is. And the level of detail inside, there's a rat
And some just
and
refuse.
a cup and some garbage on the inside. You can't really see it. We'll post a picture in the community.
Parade of morons.
I feel like we need like a parade music to really intro this.
I think people will automatically turn off if they start hearing parade music.
They won't.
Nancy Pelosi is working hard to see that Obama's agenda succeeds.
Keep government open. We have to do those imminently, more imminently even, to address the full Obama agenda of building back better.
This was such a weird clip. I think it's just funny how she slipped, and now we really know who's pulling the strings, which, by the way, we mentioned this on Dumpster Fire. I think it was in one of your conspiracy corners.
Probably.
It was somewhere. We talked about how Obama used to say if he could just like be in a basement and have a little earpiece and tell somebody what to do, he would prefer to like keep going on and being a leader. And now we know it's actually happening.
It's either Obama's pulling the strings and it's the puppet master, Nancy was drunk, or she's just old. Old.
The batteries are going dead on these puppets. She's like, no, I said Joe Obama. Joe Obama is what I really meant. And then there's that other clip where she was like clearly drunk. Is Nancy Pelosi just always drunk?
We got it. Thank you all very much. It's going to be a eventful day. Perhaps I'll see you along the way. Hi. Perhaps I'll see you along the way. Think positively.
I think so.
I would be. If I was 80 million years old and in power forever. Why wouldn't you? Who's stopping you?
Nothing.
Who's going to stop Nana Pelosi from showing up to work wasted? No one.
Trump should have hired
No
us
one.
to come up with nicknames.
I can't believe Trump didn't call her Nana Pelosi. Nana Pelosi. She's such a cute old lady. I really need to work on my impression of her. Because she's like, she always does that thing where she's like drunkenly talking to reporters and then she'll be like, hello. Like that time she was like, hello, Sunday morning. Her mask has like wine stains on the inside. She didn't even know how to put her mask on. She was like,
Okay? And it goes this way.
That's not how it goes. She clearly looked drunk. It's hard though with old people because so often olds act like drunks even when they're sober. She probably still does Quaaludes. She's still got a stash from the 70s.
From Cosby.
Hey, hello. I don't want these olds running the country. She's 81 years old.
Term limits.
Yeah.
And she's one of the younger ones.
Proof Dumpster Fire is running the simulation. 2 very lame unpologies were issued from the ACLU and the Lancet on stories we covered last week.
We have true power here at Dumpster Fire. The world will never know the influence that we really have.
Yeah, so the ACLU issued a weak apology for erasing women from the RBG abortion quote.
It's like we're so powerful, YouTube is throttling us. and actually starting to like take away subscribers and making it so that our numbers every week just collapse.
We're just literally we got to 49,000 subscribers and then stuck. Like
Yeah.
we're literally never gonna hit 50,000.
No, we're never hitting 50,000. But it's because we have this kind of power and clout to influence people like the ACLU and the Lancet.
We're such
The
a great
people who
news
matter really watch us. And then the Lancet apologized. I hate this kind of apology too. They apologized for offending anyone
Yeah,
with
it's
the
not an
phrase
apology.
bodies with vaginas. We apologize if you were offended.
Yeah, it's not an apology.
No.
I'm sorry you feel that way. No, you're not. You're not sorry. That's like sorry, not sorry.
Uh-huh.
I just wish people would be honest. And the dude at the Lancet looks like a f***ing serial killer. As we mentioned, this is the language of serial killers. And this guy, wherever it shows up, and this is the guy who is making the apology. And he looks like a serial killer. The dude looks like he has a bunch of vaginas growing in a jar in his lab.
Ew.
He's trying to
That's
grow
an
the perfect
image.
vagina.
The one the ACLU made was equally as bad.
Yeah.
They just put words in a dead lady's mouth. It was bad enough that they changed her quote. And then in their apology, they're like, we like to think that she would have been on board with this and more inclusiveness or whatever the exact quote
would have
was.
been an advocate for more inclusivity. We like to believe if she were alive today, she would encourage us to evolve our language to encompass a broader vision of gender identity. And
Yeah, they're like,
sexuality.
we Ouija boarded RGB.
BG.
RBG.
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv. We Ouija board Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and this is what she told us. She said she'd be on board.
She's totally fine with us changing her quote. Thanks, all.
That's some balls putting words in a dead lady's mouth. These are apologies without vaginas. They're not even apologies. I
No.
can't even like applaud them.
They're not.
Why do we have higher standards for Joe Rogan than the ACLU?
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't understand.
Uh-huh. And to our other point, the Lancet did a whole issue about prostate cancer in another September
Yeah.
article and never once mentioned bodies with penises.
No, they only like generalize and body type women.
Mhm.
And men just get to be men.
Mhm.
Patriarchy's so crafty.
Not on our watch.
Not on our watch. Women! Women! I love when you all out there in the world tag me, and I get it every day now because every day there's some instance of some bullshit like this, which is also terrifying. But every day someone tags me like insert like Bridget Phetasy women gif. We really need to just like post it somewhere where people can download it.
We can put it somewhere.
I don't know how. We'll figure that out. We're olds on YouTube. But if you have any ideas of how to do that,
can
tell
just
Maggie in the comments.
Put it in. We can put it in Google Drive, and we'll just have to put the link somewhere.
We'll get on that.
Right on top of that, Rose.
What's next?
Then we have Get Wrecked, China.
Get wrecked, China!
China reports another death from H5N6 bird flu amid rise in isolated cases.
I don't trust this.
Oh, it's bad.
Well, it's what scared me about this article is that 50% of there's only been 48 since 2014. 50% of those have been in the past year. A third of them have been in the past month. Yeah. So it seems like it's increasing.
Uh-huh.
In frequency and time between instances.
Uh-huh.
And I don't trust China when it comes to reporting the numbers accurately on these things.
Yeah, and bird flu is nothing to f around with. You want to see a real pandemic? That's like 50% of the people die.
No, bird flu kills more women than Chinese who want families with sons do.
Ew.
And now they're paying people to have kids, so I feel like they're feeling bad about
I know
that.
they have a women crisis problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
Then H6N, what is it?
H5N6.
That sounds like a number on a menu item at a Chinese restaurant. You're like, I'll have the H6N5 with the white rice, please. Like, subscribe, and comment. Touch my bells and buttons. Make sure you follow us on Rumble since we are being completely
Throttled.
ghosted
Yeah.
on YouTube.
We'll probably hit 50,000 subscribers on Rumble before we get to
Our
the
goal
last-
should be to hit
final
50,000
one.
subscribers on Rumble before we do on YouTube. I feel like it will be easy.
Then we have, I love this story. Capitalism always wins. A museum gave an artist $84,000 in cash to use in a piece of artwork he was making, and he gave them blank canvases titled "Take the Money and Run."
Everyone's a f***ing troll. We've said this before. Everyone's a troll. Everyone's a f***ing troll, even these artists now. That's like giving a chef $84,000 and then he just shows up with like an empty plate. And he's like, here's your meal. It's called Take the Money and Run. I can't wait till the NFT is available. That's pretty ballsy, though.
Yeah. They gave him $84,000 in cash to use in artwork as some sort of statement about something.
But then he did make some statement about how it was like the conditions of their work as artists and how they must fight.
It's
like
about the
fucking artists.
discrepancies between the...
Have you seen the conditions we work in? No one's giving us $84,000.
We don't even have air conditioning.
These conditions are egregious.
Apparently, though, he has until like January to give the money back before they actually start taking legal action.
Or to utilize it in
or
the
to
artwork.
utilize it in the artwork. But we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Okay.
Dumpster Fire will be tracking this story.
What if I just sit like a dinosaur?
Your T-Rex. Fetarex.
There's always a new dimension to these, depending on Bridget's mood.
Hold on, Bridget. Can you do that again, please? Thank you.
BDE award. Rihanna wears a "Think While It's Still Legal" shirt, and the internet goes wild.
Rihanna's an anti-vaxxer!
You heard it here first, folks.
I think it's safe to say Rihanna hasn't been vaccinated because that's the privilege of the rich now. No, but when I was watching this kind of unfold and I saw that t-shirt and she walked out and everyone was like, what does it mean? I was like, I know what it means. It means she's against vaccines and the vaccine mandates. Oh, Rihanna.
Rihanna, whenever she appears, she automatically goes into BDE.
Automatically. She's just got BD energy. And I wonder if her cousin's friend has swollen testicles, too. I feel like they do.
Her
Down
cousin
in Barbados.
is the friend.
Rihanna's cousin's friend in Barbados has swollen testicles. I'm glad she's wearing that shirt, though. It's a subtle way of, like, pushing back against the frog and the boiling water vibe that's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind, honestly. But we'll get to that later.
I think the dinosaur noises are a pretty good indication of that. All right. Canceled.
Canceled!
Russell Brand has gone off on a right-wing conspiracy bender, leading people to wonder if he's officially lost his mind.
Get him to the freak. Everyone's mad because Russell Brand is apparently a right-wing conspiracy theorist, which basically means he's shifted slightly from the left to libertarian. And I feel like that's the new liberal, which is weird because it's actually the old liberal. But just like he did with the 12 steps, which was repackage them and sell them, he's now repackaging libertarianism like someone who just read their first Ayn Rand book in college.
I suppose that comes from the perspective of personal liberty and libertarianism. If they are defining themselves as Christian, their primary authority is a religious rather than from, I'm down with what the government wants.
Oh, I've just discovered all these principles of freedom. I can't stand this guy. But I do relate to him in many ways because if you even step out of lockstep with the left and even question anything, you're automatically a right-wing conspiracy theorist. And now he's like the British version of Alex Jones, according to the left. Poor Paul Joseph Watson. He's been replaced.
Just pushed off
Yep,
to the side.
pushed off to the side.
That sounds like inside baseball to me.
It's inside baseball,
It
that's
is.
right.
It's inside a conspiracy baseball.
He seems behind on all this stuff, too. It's like
yeah.
so
He's
far
like
behind.
years
Because he was
behind.
talking about Clinton, and that's what everybody was mad about.
Yeah, Clinton and Russia.
Years ago that we were hearing that Trump was colluding with Russia. Well, there's now serious evidence that it was the Clinton campaign, Hillary Clinton acolytes. Russiagate was a Democratic conspiracy.
Next year, he's going to start talking about the Clinton body count. Like it's a new idea that he just came up with.
Oi,
On
did
his
you know?
MySpace. Oi, did you know that the Clintons killed 75 people? Check out my MySpace page. I just unfriended Russell on Friendster. Russell Brand's next YouTube video is going to be titled Lock Her Up. You got to keep up. Maybe if you watch Dumpster Fire, you'd be able to keep up.
Oi, I'm politically homeless too.
Oh my God, I'm going to murder myself.
I just coined a new phrase, guys. Politically homeless.
It's coming. It's f***ing coming. This
if you want to
motherfucker.
wick for change, buy my merch.
Send me, Russell Brand, all your money.
It's coming. This motherfucker. He's never working in Hollywood again.
No.
Ever.
Gonna be forgetting Russell Brand.
Heyo. What's
right.
next?
Then we have proof we're living in a simulation. Chinese robot manufacturer Unitree is set to compete with Boston Dynamics.
There are a lot of lonely people in this world. That's what all of these videos from this Chinese robotics company tell me. I guess they're trying to compete with Boston Dynamics, and they unleashed this terrifying video with the music from Star Wars, like Sam mentioned.
But like not even like the nice music. It's like full on Darth Vader Imperial March music.
Yeah, and like
Right.
you mentioned, they put it on there. It wasn't like someone took the video outside in the internet and put it on.
Yeah. And their little caption was like, "Oh, a new hope. Count how many there are."
Oh my God. That's the last thing you're going to see after China invades, and there's millions of those with lasers and guns on them invading all of our cities.
Coming to kill you. I know, because one of the features they're promoting is that it's very good at following you. Like,
Great. One of these things is going to end up killing a child. They're supposed to be like pets. And then they had another video, and it was like, since Santa isn't coming this year, I was like, what did you do to Santa? Tell me what you did.
What did you do to Santa?
Will this dog pick up my dog's poop? Because I'm all for buying one if that's the case.
I think it'll make you
how very
pick up the dog's poop.
how very meta, Bridget.
I hate that, like, Dumpster Fire 257 is going to be us getting, like, invaded by one of these, like, these things.
And then
I don't know whether they're going to be coming from, like, the American army or the Chinese army, but it's going to be coming from an army, and they're going to be coming to get us.
And then Dumpster Fire will be scrubbed from the internet, never to existed at all.
Oh, my God.
Okay, then we have first child born following polygenic screening.
What could possibly go wrong?
Uh-huh.
We live in a science fiction novel.
Yeah, it's
You're just-
basically a test that ranks the order of embryos by health using a genome-wide profile.
This is Hitler's dream,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah, Hitler's dream come true in
I mean,
actual real science.
And then there was like an hour-long video that Sam found where the guy was talking about his daughter.
So we decided to go with embryo number 1. 9 months later, we had Aurea, the first PGTB baby. Aurea is doing very well. She's developing great.
I just feel like this is a very elaborate and narcissistic way to talk about your kid online. Guess what? We still don't want to hear about your stupid kid. It's like the gender reveal parties, all the people acting like they're the first person to ever have a child in the entire world. Those are my favorites.
now it's hour-long presentations about your daughter's genes.
Yeah, I don't like it.
yeah,
I
and they
don't like
called
it
it
either.
liberal eugenics because you're able to pick from their genes the better qualities.
It's going to be hilarious if this baby ends up a fat ass with heart disease.
Tune in to find out.
It's going to be game over, though, once they just, like, figure out how to get rid of erectile dysfunction and balding.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be all on board.
It'll be Gattaca.
Mm-hmm.
Just beep, 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 blue eyes.
6 fingers on each hand so you can play the elaborately composed music that can only be played with 12 fingers.
Ew, 12
Yeah.
fingers. If
Where
you
would
get
the-
rid of alcoholism, the Bud Light industry will crumble.
Yep.
They'll start editing out. Yeah, if they can even find it.
A lot of industries will crumble if they start getting rid of.
But a lot of them will
genes.
flourish, like LaCroix.
Pellegrino. Perrier.
Someone's always winning in capitalism.
It's just not us.
It's just not us.
Then we have Beyond Parody. There was an amazing video, Bridget's favorite thing on the internet right now, calling for the removal of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
We'd like to inform you that we have officially entered Florida airspace. Hospitals are filling up here.
There is evidence that children are making up much higher cases.
This fall, don't breathe in.
I know. This was so amazing. It was so unintentionally brilliant. Brilliantly funny, and it got mocked by most of the internet. I don't think they were making the point they thought they were making.
No.
I'm sure some people were applauding it. They were like, bravo, yes.
Yes.
I mean, Charles Cook posted it, and he said, this is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And then he was getting quote tweeted by like all these left-wing people who were like, a conservative laughs at the 70,000 deaths of... Like, he's not laughing at the 70,000 deaths. He's laughing at how ridiculous this video is. And he points out so many of the things that we were laughing about, too. The first things that occurred to me when I watched it. Like, how the scary music intensifies as he's like, we won't be locking our citizens up and bludgeoning them. We believe that our citizens can make their own choices. And it's like, dun, 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 dun.
We are not going to be bludgeoning people with restrictions and mandates and lockdowns or any of that stuff.
It so weirdly gave me a glimpse into the mind of like a leftist, like these people who are petrified to leave their homes, who want everybody around them controlled, who want to control the environment, the safe spaces. There's this whole culture of like controlling everyone and everything around you. You can't be offended. You have to have everybody get vaccinated. There are mandates for everything. Lock everyone down. Like, it's crazy. And they think that that's right. And people who are like, you know, people are smart enough to make their own choices. They're like, dystopian killers.
You do not have to get a vaccine.
This is the purge. It's just a free-for-all.
As Governor DeSantis stated, while you're within state lines, you do not have to wear a mask.
What do they call it? The
Forever
Purge.
The Forever Purge.
And then we went down the rabbit hole, and this is the same fucking guy we've made fun of on here before, because he was the Grim Reaper walking around on the beach during the pandemic. He's like chairman of the Remove Ron.
And he's a lawyer.
Yeah. Who wants this guy as their lawyer? Who's like, sign me up for that guy, the one who was dressed up like the Grim Reaper on the beach.
Probably a super lib.
This is just Lincoln Project 2.0. It's another grift. He's just raising money. Where's it going? He's like, this will go to whatever Democratic candidate is going to replace Ron in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good luck with that. Did Michael Bay make that video? It was so ridiculous and over the top. And even just all of the, again, Charles Cook points this out too, the paradoxes. We won't be locking our citizens down. It's like dystopian.
Florida just requested 300 new ventilators.
I'm like, no, the dystopian thing is locking people down.
Yeah.
It made me want to move to Florida. Words I never thought I'd say, because Florida is a swamp pit filled with degenerates. Just kidding, Florida.
Although we love anyone who's watching us.
I do. Florida's growing on me. M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. He's running out of ideas. Like, plot twist. There is no Florida.
But I love too in the video they're like, feel free to give COVID to whoever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want.
And you have the absolute right to infect whoever you want, whenever and wherever with COVID-19.
Yeah, like everyone's just running around coughing
So-
on people. Maggie thought the video when it opened that they all had their masks on, and it was like, you're in Florida, and they were all going to like take them off and be like, woo!
Yeah, you have now entered Florida airspace. I thought they were all going to whip off their masks.
Like put their
I know,
spring
that's what I
break
thought,
beads
too.
on. They're like, hey,
Let's go to Universal.
we're free.
Everything is racist. Wearing secondhand clothes is an example of white privilege. Just that.
Wow.
These headlines, I couldn't even write them if I was the best satirist in the world. Yeah, because you have the whole theory is that you have the choice. It's not a sign of your poverty or your status or your financial situation.
Well, it's also that you can wear secondhand clothes and people won't judge you and attribute those choices to bad morals or poverty or the illiteracy of your race. It's just that you have the privilege of wearing them as a white person and you won't be judged for it.
There's a lot of white people who wear secondhand clothes.
And I personally judge them all for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Trying to Maggie over here.
Well, I guess that makes me privileged because all my little sisters wore secondhand clothes.
Yeah.
It's birth order privilege.
It's true. But then you had to watch all of your siblings.
Yes, I'm a victim of child slave labor. No one ever talks about that. Is there just going to be an app soon that's like, how many privilege points do you have? And you have to like flash it everywhere you go. And it determines your seat on the plane.
Probably.
Right, you're going to be the back of the plane, girl.
That's right.
Good family.
Good family.
Good values.
Unbroken home. White girl. Forget it. I'm screwed.
You're in the back. Maggie's in the back of the bus.
I'm gonna
Lucky for
lean
me, I've
into
got
the
parents and drug addiction.
Bridget will be flying first. I'll be in business, and Maggie will be in the back.
I'm still a white
I
girl.
won't even be on the plane. I'll just be on a bus somewhere down below.
She'll be on a
She'll be on the
Greyhound.
We'll see you in a week, Maggie.
Patriarchy so crafty. CDC advisory for people who are pregnant and recently pregnant, including those who are lactating.
Yes, nothing says trust the science, CDC, like implying that not just women can get pregnant and perhaps men can get pregnant too. Why would you trust a science organization that's pushing this nonsense? And you wonder why people aren't getting vaccinated. And also, pregnant women have fought so hard for the right to make decisions about their bodies in pregnancy. Many times decisions have been made for them, horrible decisions that have cost them and their child their lives. And they've fought to make these medical decisions, and now that's being taken away. You should have the right to make this decision as a pregnant woman. Nothing says trust the science like implying men can have babies, CDC.
Lactating men.
I'm just so over it. I'm so over it. Women!
Playboy is appealing to the woke crowd for sales of their iconic bunny outfit.
I'm embarrassed to have ever written for this sham of a men's magazine. A Body with Penises magazine. Bodies with Penises magazine. We should start Play Them. Capitalize on this. I know that it's out there. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, Siri, I just sent it to Maggie. I'm like, Siri, please take my life. Look, I'm all for inclusivity and all this stuff, but this is Playboy magazine. I'm old enough to remember when it was for heterosexual men. And now it's like, what? What heterosexual man is going to be reading this shit? It's not for the audience.
It's like when I think of the Playboy bunny, I think of
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
A cisgender woman body with vagina sex symbol. And what do you think? You think that you're just going to be able to like fight thousands of years of evolution and men are suddenly going to be like, oh, actually that is attractive. Like that is something that I'm attracted to. And that you're just going to erase natural attractions that people have, like men to gorgeous women?
Well, gender is a social construct, so yes, that's what they're saying.
They're retarded. Everyone's losing their mind.
I know.
I saw that. I was like, nope, this is the death of men. I mean,
I would have
I
respected
feel like an
it.
old person when I talk like this. I feel so old when I look at that. And maybe the young kids are like, sweet, that's awesome.
It's so hard.
Because they didn't grow up with Playboy. They should have pivoted into the center like the rest of us reactionaries and held the line for free speech and the libertarian values that Hugh Hefner is so supportive of. And they didn't, because from internally, they were taken over by people who were primarily leftists and share that ideology. And it's like, I have no problem with people dressing however they want, looking however they want, whoever they want, turning themselves into whatever they want. But to act like it's not absurd for Playboy to be trying to pivot in this direction and that they're not going to get mocked and laughed at is also a form of denial and delusion that I just can't get on board with. It's ridiculous.
All right. Then we have dumpster diving.
What's next in the dumpster?
Shakira says wild boars in Barcelona attacked her, stealing her purse.
This is such a weird story.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I bet you're on this way to get Subway too, huh, Shakira?
Were they wearing MAGA hats?
The boars took her purse and they were like, this is MAGA country.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, excuse me.
I mean, then she had her like kid Milan. She wanted him to talk about how brave she was standing up to them, and they destroyed. I know they have this problem over in Europe. I guess there's like 10 million wild boars running around Europe.
Yeah, wild boars are really dangerous.
They are. I learned that from the thorn birds.
I just learned it's like everything I need to know. I learned in kindergarten. Everything
I
Bridget
love
needed,
God more.
needed to know. She learned from the thorn birds.
I love God more.
But I love God more.
I've still never seen it.
I haven't either.
We've got to do like a viewing.
We should do a live stream. The movie was tragic. That family suffered, man. They suffered.
You guys will be sitting there mocking me because I'm like,
oh, you'll weep. She loses everything.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Then we have, I love this story. A Turkish man spends hours helping in a search party formed to look for him.
I've been searching for myself for 41 years, and I was only drunk for like 20 of them.
Yeah, so apparently this good dude got drunk. His friends thought he got lost in the forest. And then he came across the search party and started helping in the search party.
Weren't they calling out his name?
I don't know, but it wasn't until hours later that they did call out his name, and he was like, I'm right here.
What kind of flim flam shim sham search party operation is this? They're not yelling like, Yuri! I don't know what his name was. Yuri! This sounds exactly like something that would happen to me in my drinking days.
Yeah.
I can totally see this happening to me.
He searched for himself for hours, is what they reported.
God, how drunk was this guy?
He thought he was searching for someone else.
Yeah. He just wanted to help and pitch in, and the search party he randomly came across.
But what kind of search for hours are you not like calling out someone's name in a forest?
I don't know.
Or maybe they were and he just didn't realize it was him they were looking for.
Uh-huh.
Which is even more hilarious. I want all the details of this story.
Eyewitnesses report that someone in the search party called out for the man, and the case was solved when Bayhan replied, I am here.
This story is very hilarious to me.
It's just hilarious. A girl did a video on TikTok claiming her dog was a vegetarian, and it didn't quite go how it go.
Maggie
didn't
loved
quite
this.
Go how she thought it would.
Some of you just don't believe that my dog's a vegetarian, so I have this set up right now. Vegetarian, okay? Now, no, don't eat that. No, eat that salad. Look, salad. Do you want to eat the salad? Here, pick one.
We're only talking about this because Maggie shared it and she was like, this is hilarious.
No, I was like, I don't know if this is real, but it's funny. And I was laughing while I was watching it because it was just funny. And then...
And then she got roasted in the writer's room.
And then you were like, I don't think this is real. No.
I hadn't even seen it yet. You were like, I don't know if this is real, but it's so funny. But I don't understand why she would upload this because it makes her look stupid. I'm like, to go viral. And then the writers were all like, oh, Maggie. Maggie lives
Sweet
in
little Maggie.
Sweet little
I have no,
she's like not tainted. She has no immunity to like the things people will do to go viral. Like,
I have no, I guess, barometer for whether something is real or not.
Yeah, I don't trust the authenticity of any reaction of any video online. None of them. They're all so staged. And even that, and even if she did do that and was like, oh my God, why? Her genuine shock, why she would upload it still in the hopes of going viral, which she did.
Uh-huh.
Sweet little
I don't
innocent. We're gonna start
understand
a
why
new
she
segment.
would want to be so, look so stupid. She just looks so stupid.
The innocence
Maggie.
of Maggie. What is it like to have
understand,
not
guys.
been tainted by the nihilism and cynicism that destroys you from spending time online?
What is it like to have the self-confidence to just not do something stupid for viral
Likes
fame?
and clicks.
gonna sit home and read my book.
Maggie's gonna have a new segment where it's like innocent content Maggie found online.
Real or fake?
Tell Maggie whether or not you think this is real in the comments.
It made me laugh.
We need
Either
this kind
way.
of purity on our show. Our
God bless.
dark show.
All right, then we have Breaking Bridget. California vaccine mandate.
I've got to get out of this fucking state.
So Bridget already did a rant about this in our live stream this week.
It was a real-time rant.
And it was like when she was all fired up about it and just like going crazy. And then the Sarah Silverman impression alone is worth tuning in for.
The price of admission.
Uh-huh.
But we'll just do a quick rundown. LA County's voting next week on mandates that are the strictest in the country. They will basically make it so that you need a vaccine passport or vaccine proof of vaccination to go anywhere indoors, aside from like grocery stores and hospitals and places where it's probably illegal to exclude people. But gyms, bars, restaurants, nail salons, hair salons, anywhere that you go. And what bothers me about, there's so much that bothers me about this. And then Gavin Newsom also mandated it for K through 12, which is, again, strictest mandate in the country. By the way, California is just the preview of coming attractions for the rest of the country. They test out all this California before they take it into the places that will accept it. So if you think you're going to be immune to this in your city or wherever you live, unless you're in like Florida, you aren't. It's coming to you eventually. Just like so many of our stupid policies. I just don't understand how all these fucking idiots who are I'm vaccinated, just so we can, for people who don't know or might be tuning in for the first time. I don't understand how these fucking idiots, and forgive me for calling them idiots, screaming for a vaxport, can't understand how this will disproportionately hurt the people that they ostensibly claimed to be helping and all for during the pandemic, during Black Lives Matter, during all the protests. Like, what the happened to diversity, equity, and inclusion in this policy that's going to hurt the poor mostly and the working class? I don't get it. Can someone explain this to me? Like, who do you think when you start policing this and handing out tickets are going to be the people who suffer the most for this? Hint, it's not the people who are sitting at home with their nice, cushy jobs that they can do from their freaking pajama jobbers. Carol Markowitz, love that term. It's not going to be them.
No.
It's going to be people who worked through the whole pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them have natural immunity. And this is the reason I'm like, I don't really get conspiratorial until the natural immunity thing comes up. And that's when I'm like, yeah, this is all about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a money grab. Because why doesn't natural immunity count? So many of these populations that have decided not to get vaccinated worked through the whole pandemic in environments where they were exposed and probably have natural immunity. There's millions of Americans, 10 million Americans got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
There's millions of Americans who have natural immunity. There's multiple studies that show it's just as robust as the vaccine. Rand Paul went off this week about this because the natural immunity thing, the fact that it's not included and that you need to have a vaccine, that is very suspicious to me.
Mr. Becerra, are you familiar with an Israeli study that had 2.5 million patients and found that the vaccinated group was actually 7 times more likely to get infected with COVID than the people who had gotten COVID naturally?
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not familiar with that study.
Well, you think you might want to be if you're going to travel the country insulting the millions of Americans, including NBA star Jonathan Isaac, who have had COVID, recovered, look at a study with 2.5 million people and say, well, you know what? It looks like my immunity is as good as a vaccine or not. And in a free country, maybe I ought to be able to make that decision. Instead, you've chosen to travel the country calling people like Jonathan Isaac and others, myself included, flat earthers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That like really triggers all of my resistance to all of this, to the mandates, to the pressure to get them, and it makes my conspiratorial brain go crazy. So if you're somebody who is already hesitant and maybe already had COVID, why are they, like that guy, the basketball player Isaacs, who had the amazing speech this past week?
I've had COVID in the past, and so our understanding of antibodies, of natural immunity has changed a great deal from the onset of the pandemic, and is still evolving with my current age group and fitness physical fitness level. It's not necessarily a fear of mine. I don't believe that being unvaccinated means infected, or being vaccinated means uninfected. You can still catch COVID with or without having the vaccine. Loving your neighbors, not just loving those that agree with you or look like you or move in the same way that you do. It's loving those who don't.
He has had COVID, and everybody's calling them flat earthers if you don't get the vaccine, even if you've had COVID. Why are you shaming people who had this and have natural immunity? Why aren't we testing to see how many people have natural immunity in America? We might be closer to herd immunity than we even think. It just breaks my brain, too, because it's like, yeah, go off about diversity and inclusion, you fucking clowns, when you're excluding people from these things. It makes me realize it's not about race. It's all about power, and it's all about just going where the power is. How do you go from America is a systemically racist country down to its core to trust the government implicitly, take this mandatory medical experimental vaccine, and don't question anything? Like, I don't understand that narrative whiplash. It hurts my brain. How do you go from that to just trust the government, never question anyone? Because of who's in charge, because of politics, because of power, because it's not about anything other than power. It's about dividing us. It's not about race. If they actually cared about the people that they say they care about, they would realize that this is going to discriminate against those populations the most. They're the populations that are in LA County the least vaccinated. Mm-hmm. It drives me insane. Where the fuck is BLM now? I think they actually are starting to protest. This is like something that's actually racist. Mm-hmm. A policy that is racist and will hurt these populations. My brain is going to explode. This is a state where you can like go steal $800 worth of stuff from a store, but only if you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
And people will be like, that's not true. There's videos of people doing it.
I've worked every single day, 40 hours a week, this whole pandemic. And then I go in and see that, and it's disheartening.
The society is completely breaking down, but yet we're mandating all these vaccines. I feel bad because people were like, nothing says a rational argument, like calling everyone idiots. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not trying to be rational here. It is frustrating to me because there's such a cognitive dissonance between those two things. And I just don't think it's fair to populations, particularly the working class, who worked through this whole pandemic and delivered everyone's food and made sure that everybody could stay in their little bubbles. Like, the nannies never stopped working in LA. The gardeners never stopped working. The delivery people never stopped working.
Yeah. Hospital workers weren't getting fired.
Nope. No, they were. That's the other thing. They're firing all these hospital workers.
Garbage men never stopped working.
Police, frontline workers. Yeah.
We were calling them all heroes a year ago.
And now they're like flat earthers. It makes me be like, I wish I could get unvaccinated.
Take it out.
It makes me want to get unvaccinated. Just as like, and some of it is defiance, obviously, and I have to check myself on that. But I do think this is creepy because the goalposts keep moving. It was like, if you get the shot, then we won't need masks. But we still need masks, and now you need the shot. And then it's like, if in order to be considered vaccinated, Fauci just this week was saying that now you need a booster. Like, and then they're like, oh, now you're going to have a pill. I'm not taking a fucking pill every day. I don't even take Tylenol when I have a headache because I'm so resistant to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Merck is coming out with the pill.
Pfizer now they're calling
you need
it
to take every day.
Well, they're calling it now for the vaccine hesitant. The joke is that it's quote unquote Pfizer-mectin because it's an antiviral pill similar to what ivermectin is.
And like the the monoclonal antibodies.
That can't be good for you, but also again a money grab.
This has just always been about rich people being able to go back to SoulCycle. They don't actually care who this affects.
No.
That's the problem. The people who are saying, like, we want the vaccine passport do not care who this affects. No. And it will affect these populations. Like, take your fucking BLM. In this house, we believe science, which you don't because you believe there's 69 genders. Take down your sign that you care about these people because you don't care about these people. If you knew anything about the statistics, you would know that these stupid mandates and policies are affecting them the most. They're not going to be able to go to restaurants, nail salons, and you're fucking okay with this? Right. You're full of shit. You're a hypocrite and you're full of shit.
It's like defund the police and put all that money towards a special vaccine enforcement task force.
Oh, yeah. Wait until these fucking police forces figure out that they can actually get some funding to enforce this shit. When people say, like, you need to push back against the right and they're poison and the GOP is, like, anti-truth and they are tyranny. Okay, yeah, I've called them out for that many times during the whole Trump administration. I wrote a whole piece about how there's creeping authoritarianism on both sides, and this is an example of it. And I'm sorry if you can't see it, and they keep moving the goalposts, and you justify it. I want to know people who are pro-vaccine passport or pro-vaccine mandate. What is your rationale for not including natural immunity? When I ask people this question, no one has a good answer. There's no, because there is no good, this isn't science. It's not about science. It's about control. And people need to fucking push back. And everyone's afraid. People are just afraid to push back against it. And I don't blame them because they'll lose their job. They'll be shunned from and shamed from their friend groups, the way people talk about it in this dehumanizing language. And I'm not trying to minimize the fact that we have lost 700,000 people to COVID. That is a lot of people, a lot of which are the communities that are disproportionately affected by everything. Like, remember Madonna in the bathtub? Like, this is a great equalizer. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And now the same people who are scared of the government and maybe hesitant and have their reasons for not getting it or already have natural immunity are going to be punished by mandates too, on top of suffering the consequences of COVID even worse. People should be able to make a choice. This is not okay. It's a class war. That's what this is. And they're going to try and divide us all and say this is about race. This is not about race. The natural immunity thing is like the most unsettling thing.
Because it's illogical.
Yeah.
And
that's where you're like, oh, this is about power and money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The internet is glorious. To cleanse your palate from my fury, my rage and fury.
Take a candid. Okay. Stop. Did you get it? Did you get it? Alright, I'll try another one. Alright. Hey babe. Would you still love me if I was fat?
Yeah, of course.
But Mom, you are fat.
Lord, they done got Roadrunner. Not little meat. Oh my God. All that salt. What is happening? Oh! What is... Whoa! Y'all did all that just...
Phetasy News. We are going to go quickly. We had Walk-Ins Welcome with Brett Weinstein and Heather Hying. It was amazing. Here's a clip.
Our field has long understood that culture evolves, but what never got resolved was what is the relationship between the evolution of culture and the evolution of genes.
We are on Rumble. Everyone subscribe to our Rumble. That's where you'll get this stuff first, all of our video content. Dumpster Fire is now a podcast, so tune in everywhere other than Apple. It's not on there yet, but it drops on Tuesdays. Join the community at Phetasy.com for the unedited version of this show, as well as live streams, which we're doing regularly, as well as workouts, writing prompts, and you get the unedited version of this the day before we drop this on Sundays. And just a great community. Search at BridgetPhetasy.com. We have a lot more coming. And we're excited about it. But right now, holidays are coming. Get yourself a Dumpster Fire. This is my vaccine passport t-shirt or whatever you want. Thank you, Dave Yates, Matt Monroe, Andy Chandler, and Better Phetasy. I cannot do any of this without them. Our writers, our editors, and our researchers. Hilarious folks. Follow them wherever you can. Go to Ha Ha Hot Sauce and support Dave. He has an amazing hot sauce. I use it on everything. We cannot pay many of these people, but you can support a road dog comedian like Dave and get some of his hot sauce. And trust me, you'll love it. Sam loves it too.
It's so good.
It's the best.
Literally on everything.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Bridget.
Follow Maggie on the only place you'll find Innocent Maggie is in our innocent little gated community. And the only place you'll find Sam is everywhere.
If there's a conspiracy, I'm there.
Sam is all over the place.
There's a conspiracy corner on the internet. Sam has infiltrated it.
Find Sam on Telegram.
Find Sam everywhere.
Like, subscribe, comment, share us with your friends and family. Don't give up hope. The best white pill I have for all of you is that I do see people just leaving both parties in droves and disgust frustrated, and hopefully we can all band together and rise up and demand better from our leaders, because it starts with us as individuals. We get the leaders we deserve. And so let's start asking ourselves what kind of leaders we deserve. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, viewers. I love you. Our community's awesome. Our viewers are awesome. I'll miss you next week. Check out our live stream in the community if you're going to miss us. Thank you, Zen Pro Audio, for the mic. This has been your Dumpster Fire for the week of September 26th to October 2nd. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me